everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. On the field today are two middle linebackers who will need to make plays in the pass and run game. With that, it's time to hook up with our commentators in the booth as we turn it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, thanks, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the heart of Texas and NRG Stadium in Houston. Today, it's Week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the San Francisco 49ers and the Houston Texans. Carry for Carlos Hyde. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. So the D-line's going to spread out. On second down, here's Kaepernick. And going over the middle here to Curley. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. On 3rd and long, it's Kaepernick. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Timing is crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down inbounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
That'll go for only 17 yards on the punt. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. One man in the backfield, Elliott. And he'll get it up the middle. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
Again, it's Elliott. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a 1st down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Hey, you got 3, three down. All right, here we go.
A 1st down carry by Elliott. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard, stop short of the 35. And the 49ers on the defensive side of the football.
Navarro Bowman makes anyone short list for the best linebackers in the game.
Manziel. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Now Manziel. Under pressure, they got him again. Tank Carradine in there to drop him, and back-to-back sacks now bring up 4th and long. The Texans send the punter out as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And the play clock's running down. And this one's high, but not very far. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Hey, 91!
Kaepernick now on 1st down. And he's going to go down. It's a sack on Kaepernick. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Now Kaepernick throwing on 2nd down. They go screen pass to Hyde. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Throwing now is Kaepernick. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Eddie Goldman. He's the one that gets him down. It'll be a loss of 5, and it'll bring up 4th down. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And that will bounce out of bounds before they can get a return going. The give is to Elliott. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. And the offense moving in the wrong direction here now as they face a 2nd and 12. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Here's Manziel. Flushed out right. And he's got Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Texans have taken the early lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. The starting 11 on your screen now, and the one we discuss is Torrey Smith.
You would do worse than to just call long pass plays and throw it to Torrey Smith. He can certainly take the top off of any defense.
Unable to connect on the 1st down pass play. Now it's 2nd down. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Kaepernick. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Torrey Smith, the intended receiver. And now it's third down. And a look now at the defense for Houston.
When it comes to J.J. Watt, we're about out of superlatives, aren't we? So let's just make this simple. One of the best to ever play the game.
10 yards to go on third. Off the play fake to Hyde. Here's Kaepernick. Rolling to his right. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now fourth down. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he'll kick it away for the second time. This is taken at the 18. Oh, nice move. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15, and the Texans take possession. And now out comes Houston, and they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Well, if you look where that play starts, O-line versus D-line, that was a battle won by the D-line.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's won by quickness off the ball. Who can handle the guy across from them best? On that play, the defensive line did exactly that.
One man in the backfield, Elliott. Manziel. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
They go, now he's hit and the ball comes out. Manziel lost it. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2, but they face a second and long to start things out. They'll come out in the pistol.
Here we go. Watch 88. Watch 88.
Now Manziel. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The tight end, Luke Wilson, was the target, and it's third down.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. An extra DB for the 49ers now on third.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Motion, 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 motion. Back 99 Philly. Here we go. Back 99 Philly. Here we go.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. A bullet throw, but incomplete. He was trying to get it to Ezekiel Elliott. And fourth down coming up. The Texans send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the second time.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Get loud. I want to hear you.
That's fielded at the 8-yard line. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line. So the offense has it first and 10.
Detroit.
Shift together here from the D-line.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
One man in the backfield, Elliott. And he'll get it up the middle. Ezekiel Elliott gonna take it the distance. Touchdown, Houston. Ezekiel Elliott with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Texans will add on to their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The 49ers offense now. They work their way back onto the field. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot
position.
more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7. Leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
On 2nd down, Hyde. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Let's see if they can convert here on 3rd and 3. Throwing is Kaepernick on 3rd down. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. A good pickup there of 20 yards. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. So he makes the grab and the chains move forward.
Nice job by the offensive line giving them time to complete that first down pass.
And Selleck here, left side. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
On 2nd down, here's Kaepernick. It's caught on the right side. It's Smith. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. And 3 full yards here for the offense to get on 3rd down. Kaepernick to throw again. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
3rd down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this will be taken at the 13. Just a 25-yard punt. Not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here's Manziel. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Aaron Lynch coming hard that time. He's able to run him down for a loss of 12. Manziel. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Finding time. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
And taken right at the 35. Charles, I know it's hard when live bullets are flying, but you cannot keep your hand up around the face mask area.
It is absolutely inexcusable nowadays. We talk about target areas all the time. You have to aim lower so that your hand doesn't get involved in the face mask.
On first down, Kaepernick. Caught right side, Jerron Brown. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives them a new set of downs.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you can just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. They go play action here on first down. He's got time. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. Jerron Brown, the intended target, and that'll bring up second down.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. His first touchdown on the year. 49ers are back within a score. And that one makes it 14-7. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And now out comes Houston. And last time out, went for it on fourth down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on fourth down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
They'll start the drive with Elliott, and he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
The insistence of speed at every position is really seen at the defensive end spot. These guys in the old days were often outside linebackers. They just pushed them forward because they wanted to play fast and get to the quarterback or the running backs quicker than ever before.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield. 3rd and 11, 5 in the secondary now.
Nickel look. Now Manziel. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and it's like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
Throwing on first down is Kaepernick. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this is going to result in... And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Kaepernick looking to throw, 3rd and 2. And almost intercepted. Would have been a huge pick in the end zone, but as it stands, that brings up 4th. The 49ers are going to turn over to the special teams crew. The field goal unit is out there now. This from 25 yards out. So after the pick, they can't capitalize for 6, but they do get 3.
And I know in this situation, most of us wanted to focus on the offense. You know what side of the ball I played on. Let's give that defense a lot of credit. Taking it over in a sudden change situation and shutting them down.
And now out comes Houston. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. And now the 49er offense ready to go and getting back out onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
It'll go as a gain of 10 there. And it'll be 1st down 49ers. And quickly they get to the line. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Kaepernick hit, fumble. He lost the football. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Offense with a fumble, but they recover it, and it brings up 2nd down.
Hey, 91.
They go play action for Hyde. Now Kaepernick. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. And here comes the Texans now. And this is a spot late in the clock near midfield, though. Maybe take a couple chances, see if you get in field goal range.
You do that if you have trust. And this should be a position now where the great ones, they relish this opportunity to try and put points on the board.
Here's Manziel. And this is going to be caught along the sideline. Nicely done, but right at the line of scrimmage. No gain, and it's 2nd down. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. Manziel. The catch made by Miller. Touchdown, Houston. Braxton Miller as the first half is winding down. And the Texans will extend their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Jadeveon Clowney able to drop him for a loss of 4. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. A final shot before half for Kaepernick. Deep drop. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Kevin Johnson. And he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. And the Texans set to come onto the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
Let's see if they dial it up this drive.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Fresh set of downs here. Again, we'll see the pistol here. On the counter, Elliott. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. They go to Elliott again. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Now Manziel. And he locates Luke Wilson. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. So they still get the completion even though the blitz was on. But the blitz got there. Does that stay in the mind of the quarterback the next couple plays?
That's what you're hoping for. That's what you're planning for. It's a little risk-reward, right? You're leaving your guys on an island back there in man coverage. But you take the chance that you get to the quarterback. And so he gets completion here. Congratulations. Keep coming at him, and hopefully it pays off by the end of the game that you're starting to get to him while still able to cover on the back end.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. No, check.
They'll run with Elliott. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go. And 3rd quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
Drops it underneath to Elliott. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. A crazy sequence here. A huge gain that time, but it still leaves them well short for 4th down. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the 2nd half. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball.
Get a completion.
You get a catch.
Yeah. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And last time, the fumble to turnover. Now they still have the lead, but I don't think coaches care. The turnovers will bother them no matter what the scoreboard says.
That's the relief that you still have the lead, but coaches look at what if and what it should be.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Texans use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The 49ers getting set to trot out there. So the D-line's going to spread out. They'll come out in the pistol. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Jeremy Curley, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. So 2nd and 10 here. Kaepernick again here on 2nd and 10. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. So a ways to go here on 3rd and 10.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
On 3rd and long, it's Kaepernick. And incomplete here on 3rd down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. Taking on the midfield logo. So a change of possession here on the punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. And a great spot to start this drive from here.
All right, here we go. No, check.
Here's Elliott. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
Here's Manziel, and this is incomplete. They were trying to get the connection with a former Buckeye, Braxton Miller, and that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
Completion left side to Miller. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Now, that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
So they had great field position, but a 3-play drive that actually goes backwards, and then they kick the field goal.
And I think the key sequence in there, the key phrase you just gave us, a 3-play drive. Had the momentum, great field position, unable to move the football.
And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 10 yards still left on 2nd down. They go play action for Hyde. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Kaepernick now to throw. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here's Bradley Pinion now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And it's fielded at the 34. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now out comes Houston. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. The best way to do it, touchdowns.
Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Manziel. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. Now, they couldn't get anything going there out on the right side of the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play. 3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And not much running room. Down to the 32. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he loses the football a second time. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Eluding the pressure right. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. It's a gain of 7, and that'll make it second down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Barkevius Mingo in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun on third down, Kaepernick. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
It appears that the pressure is affecting him today. Normally, he knows exactly when to get rid of the football, but today, because he's been hit a few times, he's getting rid of it a little bit too quickly.
Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now out comes Houston. And they got across the 50 last time but fumbled and turned it over, so they'll be looking to have a short-term memory here, Mr. Davis.
Not only a short-term memory, but a whole lot better ball security. Because if they take care of the ball, continue to move it, their chances of scoring some points, they've got to feel pretty good about. They thought they had things moving in the right direction last time. Fumbles, they don't just affect you on offense, they affect your overall team because now your defense has to make that stand up.
Now Manziel. And Miller with it over the middle. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. They'll throw here out of the gun. And he will find his man on the outside. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And he finds a man on a crossing route. A big play there on the catch and run. 55 yards. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead, confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish, because strategy would tell you run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident in what he's getting done.
They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
They'll try again with Elliott. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
Yeah, let me puff out my chest a little bit. Even though I'm not rooting for either team, that was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
An extra defensive back on the field here for third and goal. They'll look to throw. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. 5 yards on the screen, but that'll take us to 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a 1st down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend the lead out to 24. So it's 3 more points, and that widens things out even further here in the 4th.
Hey, in this league, you can never have too much. So if you're in range, grab the 3 whenever you can.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. Kaepernick will try again on 2nd down. They go screen pass to Hyde. That's strong running. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
Kaepernick now on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
And he still doesn't have a catch. We're into the 2nd half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. And on 2nd and 10 now. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass.
91.
Kaepernick again here on 2nd and 10. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. It'll be a gain of 4. And they're going to face a 3rd down. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this.
91.
Defense thinking pass. They've got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. To throw, Kaepernick. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Now Kaepernick, got to have this one. Out to the flat for Hyde. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. That'll be a gain of 16. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Kaepernick. And this is incomplete. Vance McDonald, the tight end, was the target. And it's 3rd down. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. On 3rd and long, it's Kaepernick. Over the middle to Smith. And he's going to get the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 22. And now they're in the hurry up. They go play action here on 1st down. On the left side, it's McDonald. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. And the offense readies for play number 10 of this series.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read through it, gave up no yardage.
And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Jaron Brown with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the 49ers get a score closer. And they'll get set here looking for the 2-point conversion. Kaepernick looking to throw for it. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion, no good. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a 2-point conversion, but still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know what I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense, right?
That's true. You've said that before. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is...
And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And the offense still has a couple plays to go to pick up the first on 2nd down and 3. Now Elliott. He leaps over him. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for the Texans, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, they'll sink now to 0-4. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle. So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Texans as we say so long from Houston.